Okay, so let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have given just introduction about what is Azure, what are the things we are going to learn in this training. In today's session, we are going to learn about how to create your Azure account. But before starting of this particular topic, any question anyone have, please raise your hand. Anyone have any question? Look like no one has any questions. So let's start learning about how to create your Azure account. Now, to create your Azure account, you can use any of your personal email address. You don't need to use your official email addresses. Don't use. Only use your personal email address. Now, to create your Azure account, you can click on this link which is mentioned in the PPT. Once you click on this link, you have to click on Start Free. Now, once you click on Start Free, you can click on Create One. Once you click on Create One, you have to enter your email address, whichever any of your personal email address you are going to use. It can be Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, any email, whichever you like to use, you can use there. And then click on Next. Then you have to enter the password. There are not some major rules we have for the password. The minimum password needs to be is 8 characters long. You have to keep it, and you have to use some one special character and alphabets you can use. If you want to use numbers, you can use numbers also. It's not mandatory to use. So once you enter the password, you have to click on Next. Once you click on Next, you will get one OTP, one time password you will receive. That code you have to enter here to verify your email address. So whatever the code you are going to receive, that code you have to enter there to verify your email address. So with this, they are going to validate your email address. Is it correct or not? They can verify. Once your email address is verified, you have to click on Next. Means once you enter the code, you have to click on Next. After that, you have to enter your personal details. You have to enter your first name, middle name, last name, email address. They will automatically pick from first step. You don't have to enter again. Then you have to enter your phone number. Only just your phone number, means mobile number, you have to enter here. You don't have to enter the country code, because on the top they are selecting you're selecting your country here. So whatever the country you are living in, you have to select your country. Based on that phone number, they will automatically get your country code. And here you have to verify your phone number. So just check the checkbox, and you have two options to verify your phone number. One is text me, other one is call me. Whichever the option you are going to select, based on that option, you will get again one code. That code you have to enter there to verify your phone number. So first we were verifying our email address. Now we were verifying our phone number. Now once you verify your phone number, you have to enter your address. Address, city, state, postal code. Postal code means PIN code. In some places it is called as PIN code also. In some places it is also called as zip code also. And some places it is called as postal code also. So all three things are same. You have to enter here. Once you enter your address, you have to check the checkbox. If you want to read the terms and conditions, you can click on these links and read. Then click on next. Now, once you click on next, you have to enter your card details. It can be any credit card or debit card you can enter here. Microsoft is not supporting the RuPay card. In India, some people have RuPay card also. It is not supporting. So make sure you are not going to enter RuPay card. Now, to verify your card details also, they are going to deduct 2 rupees, or I can say $1 they are going to deduct. If you're from US, they are going to deduct $1. If you're from India, they are going to deduct 2 rupees from your account. And that whatever the amount they are going to deduct to verify your card details, that will get refund in 3 to 5 days. So to create your Azure account, you are just paying 0. And if you're from India, make sure your card is enabled with international transactions, because by default in India, all the bank accounts card details are disabled with international transactions. It's by default. You have to enable it. You don't have to enable for thousands of rupees, just for 10 or 100 rupees you can do, just for your creation of your Azure account. So you have to verify your card details. Once you verify your card details, your account is ready in 10-15 minutes. And once your account is ready, you have to click on subscription. Now, how you know that you will get this 16,000 credit, which we have discussed in yesterday's session? You will get this. Now, let me log into my Azure account and tell you what you have to check. Okay. Once your account is ready, you have to click on subscriptions. Click on subscription name. So don't worry about subscription name. It can be any name. Even I can change the subscription name also. If you see here, my account is showing us as pay as you go, because my account is actually older than 1 year. Once you create your account, for first 30 days, your account offer will be free tier. Your account offer will be free tier for first 30 days. So if you are getting that free tier, it means you will get the credit of 16,200 US dollars, or more than 16,000 rupees credit you will get. And even you will get a notification also here. Whenever you're going to use that credit, for everything, you will get a notification either how much credit has been left. If you create any resource, like you're going to create virtual machine, once it is ready, you will get how much credit you have, how much credit has been left. If you delete it, then again you will get a notification. After every few minutes, you will get the notification how much credit has been left. So you're not going to exceed that free credit. Now, for first 30 days, your offer will be free tier. But what about after 30 days? After 30 days, you have to upgrade your subscription from free tier to pay as you go. Now, it doesn't mean that if you move to pay as you go, they'll start charging you. No. Then after 30 days, your account will move to 12 months free quota. In that 12 months free quota, you will get those free options which we have discussed yesterday. Even we are going to discuss more in upcoming session when we are practical learning. I tell you these things are coming under your 12 months free quota. So you will not select any other thing other than your 12 months free quota. Now, how to upgrade your subscription after 30 days? For this one, I have already given one self-learning video I have given here. You guys can watch it. You don't have to watch right now. Once your account will expire after 30 days, once your 30 days is completed of your Azure account, then you have to upgrade your subscription. And to upgrade a subscription, there is already a video given here. You can watch this video, and based on that, you can upgrade your subscription from free tier to pay as you. So this is how you can create your Azure account, and you can upgrade a subscription after 30 days. Now, any question anyone have? Please raise your hand. Anyone have any question related to creation of Azure account? Please raise your hand. Yes, you can unmute. Sriram, you can ask your question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, can you go to the first slide where the link is there? Just want to know what is that link. Just want to see that.
You will get these PPTs.
Okay.
I'm sharing all these PPTs. I'm uploading this PPT in our website. So all the paid candidates will get these PPT. Whatever the notes I'm going to use, except this notepad file, because in this just for my rough work. The actual PPTs, whichever I'm going to use it, I was going to be uploaded. Yesterday, I just used only one PPT for introduction one. It's already uploaded here.
Okay. So after
all
making payment, how do you get the confirmation? Because I didn't
you will
make
get an
payment.
email.
Oh, okay.
You will automatically get an email. The payment
Oh.
receipt you will get.
Okay. So we need to log into that website and we need to get in that community.
First, you have to log in it. So you have to
okay.
make your account.
Okay.
Okay. Based on that, whatever the email address you are going to use to create your account, you have to pay to that email address, and that course is automatically going to assign to your account, and you will get an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyone have any more question? Now, what is the next thing we are going to discuss about is marketplace. Now, what is marketplace in Azure? Now, marketplace is a place where you will get all the Azure services. To find Azure services, there are two ways we have. One option is marketplace. So I will go to marketplace. Here I'm getting. Now, once I come to marketplace, here I can see all the Azure services based on category wise. Even whatever the Azure services we have, we can see those also, or any third party company whichever has tie-up with Azure, you can see those also here. Right now, here I'm able to see some. It is showing all the services whichever is, let me just click on compute. Where is the compute category? Hmm? How did it change? Now I have just click on infrastructure services. So right now it is showing me 29. So here it is 6524. Here we have some more, and here we have some more. We are getting it in the down mode. And it is showing us all the Azure services also, even whichever we have tie up with Azure, even they are showing us also. But I just want to see only Azure services. So like here we have a checkbox. I can check Azure services only. Now it is showing me only 106 here. And even I check the checkbox for all the categories, it is just only showing me the Azure services. So here we have all the Azure services we are able to see. So here we are getting public IP, load balancer, route table, application gateway, virtual machine skill set. We are getting here. Here I'm getting some more. I can go to database. Here I'm able to see the database services which we are getting in Azure. I can go to DevOps. Here I can go to web. Here. So if you come to marketplace, you can see all the Azure services whichever we have. So this is one way to find that service. Second way is more easy way. I'm going to back to home page. So whatever the service you want to get it, just directly search that service name. You can go to marketplace and then you can open that survey. This is one way. Second way is you can directly search that particular service here also. Like I just want to go to virtual machine. I can search here VIR. See here. You will just type VIR. Here it's showing me virtual machines. Even related to those virtual network we have, it's showing those also. So this is a one way which is easy way we have. And here also we are getting on the top the recently used services. So whatever the recently used services I have used it, it is showing me here. So right now we have open marketplace subscription. It is showing those. Before that, I have used virtual machine, virtual network, Kubernetes service, container registry, DevOps organization, app services. It is showing those. Also, you want to click on see more, you can see more also. Here we have some basic options: dashboard, all resources, resource groups, subscription. I can see my subscription from here also. So I don't have to search it. I can direct, these are the some 4 options they have given. I can directly click there. It get open here. And what are the recently but options we have clicked? We can click there. I just click only today one, pay as you go. It is showing in recently clicked. So to find Azure services, you can go to marketplace or you can directly search a service, whichever you feel comfortable, you can go for it. Now the next thing is subscription. We are going to discuss some about subscription. Subscription is very important in your Azure account. Without subscription, if you don't have any subscription, active subscription, you can't do anything in Azure. The subscription always needs to be in the active status. Other than active, if you're getting, you can't do anything in Azure. This is one thing. Subscription is very important. Second thing, one more important is Azure tenant. Now, how we can find Azure tenant? We have a service called Entra ID. I'm going to Entra ID service. Here we have tenant. This is also called as primary domain also. If you want to create more users in Azure, definitely we are going to learn in upcoming session how we can create more users. If you want to create more user, this primary domain is really important for us. Right now, I'm able to see the primary domain based on the email address which I was using. I was using email address AWS batch 71. So based on that, they will create this primary domain. We can create our own primary domain also. So let's example, we have a one company. Under one company, we have more divisions. So I can create multiple divisions domains. Like as example, I have a company called Tata. Under Tata, they have more divisions. They have a Tata Steel, TCS, Tata Motors. So all those division primary domains I can create here. So like Tata is using Azure, so they don't have to buy different licenses for different divisions. They can use one single license for all the divisions. So we can create different domains for those. And maximum we can create 5,000 primary domains. How we can create, we will learn in upcoming session. So without this, we can't create users. So this one by default system is creating here for us. Now, in Azure, you will find three types of subscription. One is free tier, which is your 16,000 credit. Second one is pay as you go. So after moving to free tier to pay as you go, for next 12 months, you will get some free quota. But if you exceeding that limit every month limit, then they are going to charge you whatever the service you are going to use. But after 12 months, they are going to start charging you whatever you are going to use. But in organizations, you will find something called support subscription also. Members offer. These are the customized subscription which they are going to make for their customers. Based on the tie-up, whatever the tie-up they have did it, based on that tie-up, they are going to create a different subscriptions also. The subscription which we are using it for our practice purpose, you will not get the same subscription in organizations. It can be different. They have a complete different subscription based on the tie-up which they have with the Azure sales team. So based on that, you can see some different subscription also in organization. This is, I can't get this type of subscription. It's only for their clients. Now, this is a complete infrastructure which actually we can have in Azure. But right now, we are not going to discuss much about this infrastructure. In our training, right now, we are going to start from this one. The upper part we will discuss in upcoming session once we come to Enter ID service. That time we will discuss it. Right now we will discuss about the below part. The first thing we are going to discuss about is resource group, and then we are going to discuss about some of our different resources creation under the resource group. So first we have to understand what is resource group, then we can understand some more things in Azure, because in Azure resource group is very important. Without resource group, you can't create resources in Azure. So this diagram which you see, it's very important diagram. So right now we will discuss about the below part, and then we can discuss about the upper part later in our training. So first we'll discuss about resource group, and then virtual. The first service we are going to discuss is a virtual machine. So anyone can tell me what is virtual machine? You can drop your answers in chat box. Chat box is enabled. Anyone? What is virtual machine? Whatever you know. If you know, you can drop. It's okay if you are not aware of that. I will explain. Anyone? Okay. Okay. Yes, we can access this virtual machine from any part of the location. We can access from any computer. If it's a public, anyone can access. If it's a private, then we need a VPN access. Okay. Now, what is this virtual machine? Virtual machine, if in a simple way, if I talk about, it's a computer. Virtual machine is a computer. Like I'm using this laptop. I want to make one more computer. Can we do it? Yes, we can do that. But yes, the hardware which we are going to use to make that computer, it is not in my location. It is somewhere in all over the world, might be in US, might be in Europe, might be in India. It will be there. So the machine which I'm going to create, the computer which I'm going to make in India location. I'm sitting in US, I'm making in India location. So I don't have that physical hardware in my location. So that computer which I'm going to make and I'm going to access, that particular computer is called as virtual machine. So the computer which we are going to make and we are going to access virtually from this computer, I'm going to access another computer. That particular computer is called as virtual machine. And where we are going, which infrastructure we are going to use? We are going to use Azure infrastructure to make that particular computer. And here are the list of some of the operating system used in Azure. They have Ubuntu, they have a Windows Server. Definitely, it will be Windows Server because that's your own. Red Hat, CentOS, Debian, and Oracle Linux we have. So some of the operating system they are using in Azure. Now, how we can create a virtual machine? You have to search here virtual machine, VIR. I'm getting. Now I'm in the one in virtual machines. Click on create and click on virtual. And whatever the steps I'm going to follow, each and every single step is mentioned in the PPT. So when you're start doing practice, please watch the recording and notes, which will be helpful for you to practice. Now, I'm not right now. This is the first time we are learning something. We're just starting. I'm not discuss about each and every single thing. Right now, I'm only going to discuss about few points which are mandatory fields. And which fields are mandatory? Wherever the star marks are there, those fields are mandatory. And if you see here, what are the first field is subscription. Did I select the subscription? No. They are automatically selecting the subscription here. Because subscription is important. Under which subscription they are going to create this virtual machine. That subscription is selected here. And then the next thing is resource group. I don't have any existing resource group. We have to create a resource group. Now, what is resource group? In a simple way, if I talk about resource group, is like a folder. It's like a folder where we are going to keep all our resources. So all the Azure services, whichever we are going to create, we are going to keep under a resource group. It is mandatory to create a resource group. Without resource group, you can't create resources. Like I have this folder. In this folder, if you see here, I have a folder one folder also. I have some YAML files also. I have a text files also. So under that resource group, you can keep all the Azure services at one single place. And I can say that the source group is a centralized location where you can check all your Azure services, whichever you have created, you can see at one single place. You don't have to go to different locations in Azure to see all your services. We have a one centralized location. So it will be easy for us also when you're doing practice. After practice, once you delete your services, you can see all the services at one single place and you can delete those. So this is a proper definition. Resource group is a container that hold related resources for an Azure solution. This is what we have discussed. So whatever the Azure services we are going to create, we have to keep under our resource group. Without resource group, you can't do anything. Resources can only exist in resource group. Means Azure services can only exist in resource group. You can't rename the resource group. Once you create it, you can't change the name of the resource group can have resources of many different types. It means a different Azure services you can keep in one single resource group. You don't have to create different resource group for different services. Just one single resource group will be good for different services. And when we are trying to create a resource group, we have to select a region. We have to select a region. In which region I'm going to create a resource group. Now let's take example. I'll create this resource group in Central India. But I want to create a virtual machine and I want to create a virtual machine in different region. Is it possible? Can I do that? Yes, practically it is possible. It means a resource group can be in different region and the service which I'm going to create, it can be in different region. It is possible and it's an important interview question also. In interview also they'll ask you these things. Is it possible I can create a resource group in different region and services in different region? Yes, it is possible. Practically, we are not doing it. Even in training also we are not doing it. Even in organizations also we were not doing it. But practically it is possible. Our resource group in different location and our services in different location we can create. Now, any question anyone have, please raise your hand. Then we can start learning about how to create a resource group. Anyone have any question? No question. So let's move forward how to create a resource group. Now, to create a resource group, there are two ways. One is I can create from this virtual machine page. Second way is I can directly go to resource group page and I can create from there. So if I want to create from here, I have to just give the name and click on OK. They will create our resource group while creating the virtual machine. But this time I'm not creating from here. In our upcoming session, we'll create from here also. So first time I'm going to show you from resource group page. So resource group, I can directly search here, or for resource group, I can directly come here also. We have a shortcut for resource groups. And by default, there is no resource group we have. Now click on create. See, by default, they have here also, they have selected the subscription. And here I'm getting a region by default, Central India. Here I can see the list of all the regions. I'm going with the default one, which they are selecting in my account. You can select any region, whichever is near to you. Now we have to give the group name. Group name can be any name. It can be your name, my name, XYZ. You can give any name. I'll give here group -43. Yeah. Now click on review plus create. Now, whenever you click on review plus create to create any service, they are validating your records. And then if validation is completed, then they enable the create button. And create button is enabled. I'm going to click on create. Done. You can see here we got a notification, resource group created. I can refresh here. Here I'm able to see the resource group subscription location. I can click on this resource group. Here I can see all these services, Azure services we can see whichever we are going to create. Here we can see that. But right now it is not showing anything because we didn't create anything. Now we have to start creating our virtual machine. So go to virtual machine. Create virtual machine. Now I can select a resource group. So here I'm able to see the resource group. Now we have to give the name to our virtual machine. Let me give the name as Win-439. Here. Now I'm also going to discuss some of the terminologies which is used in Azure. And yes, you are not aware of that. So I'm going to explain you the journal terminology also. I'm going to explain you the Azure terminology also. For first few days of this training, I'm going to use both the terminologies. But after a few days, I'm not going to use the basic terminologies in this training. I'm only going to use the terminologies which is used in Azure. So you have to remember those terminologies because when you're going for an interview, you have to use the Azure terminology. You can't use the basic terminologies in the interview. The person who's going to take interview, that person is going to notice it. Are you using the Azure terminologies or not? With that, they will find out that how much knowledge you have. So first thing is we have to give the name and region. By default for my account, they are selecting Central India. So I'll keep it Central India. And these are not mandatory fields. So I'm just leaving it as it is. This one is just I'm leaving right now. Now here I'm going to discuss about image. Now what is image? In journal language, we call it operating system. But in Azure, it is called as image. And by default, which image they are selecting? Ubuntu Server 24.04 version they are using. And here I got the full list. If I click on see all images, you will automatically move to marketplace. In marketplace, where the images they were showing us, that images you will see here. We have a Windows also, Windows Server 2019-22. We have a 2025 also we can see here. Windows 11 also we have Red Hat, Oracle, Sushi, Ubuntu. We have. So whichever as per our client requirement we have to select, we can select. Right now, I'm going to show you the Windows one. In tomorrow's session, I'm going to show you how to create a Linux machine also. So let's select, I'm going to select 2019 version. That's my requirement. So whatever we have to select, we can select here. We can create our own image also. We will learn in upcoming session how we can create our own image. Now I have a few questions. You can send your answers in chat box. Whenever any person is buying a computer, a, don't think about the person having the technical knowledge. A very basic knowledge a person have it. Whenever a person is buying a computer, what are the basic thing any person is going to check? Please send your answers in chat box. Whenever a person is buying a computer, what are the basic thing any person is going to check while buying a computer or a laptop, anything? Okay, what can correct? Definitely, person is going to check operating system, which we are selecting as Windows one. He's going to check hard disk, RAM, and CPU. These are the four basic things every person is going to check whenever a person is buying a computer. So definitely whenever we are going to create a virtual machine, we also have to see for these basic things. So first thing is we have already selected a image, which is we call it as operating system. We have already selected. Second thing is we have to select CPU and RAM. Now, can I select separately? Separately, if I can select CPU, separately I can select RAM. No, that's not possible in cloud platforms. In cloud platforms, always CPU and RAM is coming under one single package. I can say both are coming under one single package we have to select. So whatever the CPU and RAM we have to select a size here. So size means you're going to select the CPU and RAM. And for every size, we have a name given it. So whatever the name you are going to select, based on that particular name, you will get CPU and now this is important. Coming to your that 12 months free quota. Now let me open that same link which we have seen yesterday. I'm selecting 12 months free. Here I'm getting virtual machine. We are creating Windows. And if you see here they mention the size. B1S, B2 PTS, B2 ATS, V2. These are the three size which they have given us for our free tier. For first 30 days, you can select any size. It doesn't matter because you are under that 16,000 rupees credit. But once you move to your 12 months free quota, that time you have to be very careful. You have to select the specific size which is given in this link. Like if you see here, what size they are selecting by default, standard underscore B1S. And B1 is coming under free tier. Yes, B1S is coming under our. And same size we have for Linux also. The for Windows and Linux. If I'm selecting this free tier size, how much CPU will got? One CPU and 1 GB of RAM. I know that it is very low based on our requirements, but for starting of our any organization, whenever they are starting, they can start with the minimum requirement. Now we have a more also, definitely we have a more, but if we are going to select, those are going to be chargeable. One CPU, 3.5 GB of RAM, two CPU, 16 GB RAM. We have a more. We can click on see all size. Here I can see. We have a different series here. Most used by Azure users. These are the four very widely used. The top four they have given it. We have more also. One CPU, 14 GB of RAM they are given. So if might we have this type of requirement, we can get it. Here, these are the CPU. These are the more bigger sizes also you will find in this. Eight CPU, 28 GB of RAM. Yeah, more. So based on our requirement to requirement, we can select the size. Now, here is the one which we are going to select. So one CPU, 1 GB of RAM. And if you see here we have something called local storage. And for our size, here they are mentioned as 4 GB. This is 4 GB local storage. For B2MS, it's 16. For some of the one don't have a local storage. Now, what is this local storage? It means if you are going to select this particular size, you will get additional 4 GB of hard disk from their side. Whatever the one we are going to select, we didn't select our one. The one which we need is that we are going to select in the next step. But this is the additional 4 GB they are giving it, whatever I'm going to select here. Let's example here, I'm going to select 30 GB. So 30 plus 4 they will give us. So whichever I am going to select, that we will get plus 4 GB. If I'm going to select B2MS, then I'll get plus 16 GB. If I get select this size, then I'll get 110 GB. So this one have 220 GB. This one has 440 GB. So additionally, they are giving us that particular storage. And for this storage, they are not going to charge us. This is additionally, they are giving it. And as per Azure, they are saying don't store any data under this 4 GB. Under this local storage which they are giving us, don't store any data because there is no backup of this storage. If you store any data under this, and if anything happened to your machine, your data is not going to recover. You have to only store your data under the one which we are going to select. But why they are giving this additionally storage to us? Because whenever we are using our system is generating some different caches. So those storage is going to use for those caches. For temporary memories which storage they needed, for those one they are going to use. So we can use this storage for which we are paying it. So I'm going to select the size B1. Now, here we have to give the username and password. Now, is there any rules we have for password? Yes, we have some rules for the password. Out of these are the four of the following things, you have to follow three things. One lower, one upper, one number, and one special character. You have to use for your password. In password must be 12 and 123 characters. So minimum 12 and maximum 123 character long password we can give here. So here we can give the username. Now, in username, you can't use some of the words which are reserved word. Which are reserved word, like there is a word called admin. Very popular words which we have it. Those type of words they have reserved. You can't use it. I think a super user is also the one. No, it's not anymore. So admin is the one. There are some more words we have it. Those they have reserved. I'm going to give a username as Azure user. Now we have given the username, and username must be 1 and 20 characters long. Minimum 120. You can't use special characters for your username. No space you can use for your username. Now, then we have to give the password also. So let's give the password here. Password I'm not going to show you. You can give any password, whichever you guys want to give it. Done. So I've given the username and I've given the password also here. Now, is just creation of our virtual machine our work is going to complete? No. Definitely after creation of this virtual machine, we have to connect to that machine also. Then some work under this machine. Now, to connect to this particular machine, there are some mandatory things we have to do it. What are the mandatory things? We have to enable a port number called RDP. Without enabling of that particular port number, you can't connect to this Windows machine. And I have a question here. If you are no, you can send your answer in chat box. Anyone knows the port number for RDP? Anyone knows the port number for RDP? Yeah, I got few answer. Okay. The answer I got that is correct. 3389. 3389. And if you see here, by default, they have already enabled the port number RDP3389. How they know that they have to enable this port number? That I want to enable this port number? How they know it? Because we have selected the Windows image. We have selected the Windows image. Based on that, they have automatically selected the RDP port number 338. Same way, if I talk about for Linux, Linux, we have a port number SSH. For Windows, RDP port is mandatory to enable to connect to that machine. If you're not going to enable this port number, you can't connect to that machine. If I go with Linux, SSH port number is mandatory to enable. Without that, we can't connect to that machine. What is the port number? We will discuss later. So by default, they are enabling the port number for us. If you're not enabling, you can't connect to that machine. And here we have some licensing option. Some of the clients already have the Windows licensing option. License, they already have it. Right now, whatever they are going to charge me, for me, they are going to charge me, and how much they are going to charge me, this much they are going to charge me. 1639 rupees dot 77 paisa they are going to charge me monthly for this machine. And the amount whichever we are able to see here right now, this amount is included with the licensing fees of this image. Here they have mentioned also. The total cost may include other resources, cost, licensing, and subscription fees. Everything is included under this amount. So they are charging us licensing fees also. If your client is already have the license for this Windows machine, then why we have to pay the licensing fees again? That time you can give the information to the Azure sales team, whatever the customized subscription which they are making for you, they can add it and you can save up to 49% of the amount. You can save, then they can check the checkbox and then amount is going to be reduced. But if even if I check the checkbox, amount is not getting reduced because I don't have it. I don't have those details in my subscription. But yes, if your client already have it, they can provide those details to them. Then you can save up to 49% of the. But if you already have the license, if you don't have it, then you don't have to. You can't provide the details. Now let's have a quick recap. So first thing is we have created a resource group and we have selected a resource group. Then we have give the name. Then we have selected the image. Now what is this image? Operating system. We have selected Windows Server 2019 image here. Size 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM with the size B1S. And with B1S, we'll get additional 4 GB of the storage also. Then we have give the username, password, and we have enabled the port number. Now I'm going to click on next. What is the next tab we have? Disk. Disk is actually our hard disk. And by default, how much they are giving us? 127 GB by default. So there is a minimum requirement we have for Windows machine. If you are creating a Windows machine, your minimum size needs to be 127 GB. You can't give less than 120 GB. They are not even giving any option to us to select less than 127 GB. So that's a minimum requirement we have. And there are some more tabs also. We have networking, management, monitoring, advanced tags. Regarding these tabs, I'm not going to discuss right now. I'm going to discuss later. And I can directly click on Review Plus. Yes, some of the fields are mandatory under these also. If I talk about networking, this is mandatory fields. But I'm not going to discuss right now because it's not possible for me to explain each and every single thing in one single session. And for this networking one, we have a separate sessions. This is really important topic we have. Now, once I click on Review Plus Create, if you see here on the top, it is showing me validation passed. Because once I click on Review Plus Create, they have validate our records and all those records are clear. Might be sometimes what happen in Azure is when you're doing practice, you will get validation failed. Even you have given the correct details, still it give you validation. Sometimes it's happen. So what you can do if you happen with you, just go back to any of the tab and then again click on review. Then they again validate the record, then you will get validation. It happens with me sometimes. So if happen with you, don't worry, just go back and come again. Validation. Now what we have to do it is, we have to click on create to create this virtual machine. But I'm not going to create right now. I'm going to create in tomorrow session because after this we have to learn how to connect to this machine also, which we can't learn right now. So I'm not going to create this wish machine in tomorrow session. We'll create this machine and then we will learn about how to connect to this machine. And in tomorrow's session, we are also going to learn about how to create a Linux virtual machine also. Now, any question anyone have, please raise your hand or we can end this session here. Anyone have any question? Okay, look like no one has any questions. So let's just end this session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to create this virtual machine, and then we will connect, and then we are going to learn about how to create Linux virtual machine. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.